Greetings, Minecrafters. Nonsanity here. Welcome to episode 15 of my Modsauce Let's Play series. This is my flower power of tower. Power? This is my flower power tower. Yes, my flower power tower. It's ran overnight, and the pools were completely filled. As you can see, a number of them are no longer filled because I just dumped a whole mess of tablets in here. And it's almost charged up all of them. There's just that one and one more left. So you can see the mana flying all over the place. It's a sight to behold. I love the particle effects, and we got so many things going on here. The greens and the oranges down below, and the blues and the golds up above. I think it's a very pretty build, as well as nicely functional. Now this design should be expandable. I can put more thermal lilies in each of the corners, another 32 total, all aimed at that central pool. I think I can even add more layers of pools working out in concentric rings. I don't know if there's an upper limit as to how many sparks one spark can connect to, because right now the bottom one is connected to all of the upper ones, and the top one is connected to all the lower ones. So if there's a limit as to how many this one can be attached to, so I think if I whack it here, you can see it's attached to everything. Same with the bottom one. Oop. If I whack it, it's got a lot of connections. If there's no upper limit to that, or no, if I'm not going to exceed that upper limit, then I could put another ring around, have even more storage. But I don't think I'll ever be using that much mana all at once. I mean, that's 32 pools already here. And there's not that much I'm going to be doing with the mana. And plus there's all the mana that's stored in here. I mean, each of these is about half a pool, I think. So I've got lots of those. Is it finished now? Yep. All the pools it had, all the tablets it had in there have been filled. So yeah, it's working pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is set up a second compact machine for all the other parts. And since you've seen me assemble the Runic altar and the Petal Apothecary, I guess I'll do that off camera, because you've seen it once. No sense seeing it again. I'm just basically moving them. But I'll add a few more pieces too, and I'll show you those. But it's all based on a similar design. So why don't I get cracking with that? I've already taken everything down. The flower room back here is now empty and sealed up. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I left it here. It could be a rocket silo, except I'm not going to do galactic craft in this location. I have started building my new base. Should I show you a little bit? I guess I could. Why not? Let's take you out there. New base. What you're going to see is very unfinished. It's just the central portion of the building. None of the outer rooms. None of the roof, and most of the walls are not there. But here you can start seeing it coming together. Like I said, it's very unfinished, but I'm starting to lay it out. I've got this one work area put together. This will likely be where I spend a lot of time. There'll be a room like that over here, and four in total. With a lot of the machines built into these dark areas here in the middle, so they're visible from the central area here. They'll be all around. But all the wiring will be back in these areas back here. My ME controller, which I still haven't built an ME controller, I'm going to make it, because it's an attractive object. I'm going to build it here. That gray band will be where the ME controller is. And a lot of the piping will be running underneath. May have to get rid of this tree. It's sort of close. A lot of the cabling and stuff for the dense cable will be underneath there. So experimenting with these. That's actually a block of apatite. I rather like the way it looks. The glowstone here is just temporary. Just lighting it up until I got this down. The magnum torch. So I really don't need it now at all. But, yeah, this will be something special using some carpenter's blocks. And there'll be a hallway that goes around the outside with access to the workrooms. There'll be rooms along out where I am here for the mob farm and Botania and all sorts of other things. So it's just starting. Got so much to do, and of course the roof and the towers, and now it's got all sorts of stuff I got planned. But this is using the laboratory blocks from Chisel. These are the enameled wall, the large enameled tile, small enameled tile. And these are graphite blocks. And this is a carpenter's blocks garage door. I really like the way that looks. These gaps over here will have a liquid feature in them. We'll see that in a little while. A lot of it will be made of blue glass for the roof and any windows. So, yeah, it's just starting out. Getting the basics put down. So expect to see more of this later, and pretty soon, as soon as I get some of the basic floors in here, I guess I will start moving stuff over. That's why right now I'm only working on stuff that's going to be in compact machines, because then I can just move them over here. It's not a big deal. Compact machine block is just like a Mistcraft book, or just an object to get you to where the stuff is. So yeah, this is going to be it. So right now I'm going to head back and start putting together the Botania automation into this unit here. Where's there it is. So let's hop inside. Right now there's nothing in here but a glass floor and a cardboard box with all the pieces I need to take apart. So let's break that out and start getting busy. I'll see you in a bit. Well, I did a slight timeout to get this going. This is a quantum ring from Applied Energistics. It's got a tesseract with an energy acceptor giving it power. Inside it has a quantum singularity. And I've just stuck up here an access terminal, or a crafting terminal, and a wireless access point, so I can use my wireless access unit, my remote, from inside the compact machine. And on the outside, because you need something for it to attach to, behind this wall, back where I had the cobblestone thing here, I dug out this little side here, and this is now attached right behind it, down there. You can just slightly see it. Can I get... No, I can't really see it better. I can knock out a few bricks. There we go. I built an ME controller. Just one. It's sitting on the back of one of my drives right below my crafting terminal. And that connects through the wall to this thing, which has the matching singularity. Now, the singularities, I made them some time ago, because I was planning on doing this earlier. What's it called? Oh, I saw it. There it is. Matter condenser. I had actually just taken this thing and stuck it there, so it was getting fed cobblestone. And then you put a max size, not the cell, but the thing that goes in the cell. This thing, not the 16K, but a 64K storage component in there. And then switch this over to Singularity. And with this thing in here, it'll slowly start going up. Takes a long time. But I've got a lot of cobble being produced here, and half of it was coming over into this machine. And it got me I think I've got 3 singularities. Yeah, 3 pairs. I'm using 1, I've got 2 spares. That was just running overnight. And then you take that singularity it creates, put it with some ground up ender pearl, and blow it up with TNT. I did all 3 at once. Just make sure you use, if you have multiple singularities, you need multiple ground up pearls, 1 each. But you only need 1 TNT. I just did that up in the air in a floating block I made. And it's been sitting in here for a while, so I finally set up since I can't get the cables to work through the sides of the pipe properly. But this is another option. So now we've got access to all of our stuff from in here, and I can go ahead and start setting up things like the Petal Apothecary in this space and be able to hook it up to the AE system. So continue on to do that now. Alright, I've put down all the pieces of the Petal Apothecary. You can see it's got the water filling system down below, and then Steve's Factory Manager up here. I made sure I got the right one. This has got the Daybloom Nightshade Thermalily. I actually had to set up all of them over here to see which one is which. And as I was messing with the cardboard boxes, I accidentally hit the wall. Don't do that. Because when you remove the box, it doesn't... I mean, I removed it properly. I mean, when you take the box and you click something, it actually wraps up that block. It wrapped this piece of glass in cardboard. And if I break it, I get the box with the glass in it. But if I crouch right-click, it pops the cardboard off. Well, I hit the wall and I crouch right-clicked, but it didn't leave the machine wall behind. And I think the reason is these blocks don't ever want to be placed because they're supposedly indestructible. Indestructible. But so that there's code in there, I guess, to make it so that if you try and place it, it just disappears. Well, the cardboard box replaces it and then tries to put it back. And when it tries to put it back, it disappears. And so the indestructible blocks are actually very delicate to cardboard. Please don't hit your indestructible blocks with cardboard. It hurts them. So I'll probably cover that up with cardboard. Yeah, I'll just put a cardboard box in front of it. Or better yet, put a cardboard box in the hole. There we go. So yeah, this is the Runic altar, and this is, what is this one? Tablets, valve. Oh, okay, I know what this one is. We'll come to that one in a little bit. That's going to be part of the Runic build. But putting this thing down here, if I go into one of these, it's not going to work. Because while it's still pointing to the same variables, like this one's got the valve there, if you actually go down here to the variables, there's nothing selected. And that's because when you pick these things up with a cardboard box, make sure you pick them up with a cardboard box. If you break it, it loses its programming. So use the cardboard box to keep the programming, and then you can move it that way. Be very careful. But when you do move it with the cardboard box, it does lose track of what was connected, and that's when the variables are so useful. That's why I went ahead and used variables, even when I didn't really need to, because now all I have to do is fix these 3 places. I don't have to go into each one of these, find every place it mentions a valve or an input or an output, which is just about everywhere, and change it. I just have to change the valve, the input, and the output, which I've changed to my my input ender chest. This guy over here, where stuff will be flicking through it every now and then. That way everything it makes goes straight back into the AE system. All I have to do is hook this chest here up with a interface to this guy, giving it all the patterns for those recipes, and it'll be ready. I don't have one, so let me get that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the interface. Plop that on there. And get some cable over here to... It has to attach one of the large squares. The corner squares that are smaller, you can't attach anything to. It has to be to the sides. It can be to the front or the back or the sides of those. And I also added up here a pattern terminal. And I made some blank patterns and put it in there. So this is where we can teach the interface here, because it has room for these patterns, what goes into the system. Now the day bloom was 2 yellows, orange, blue, and seeds. So we have to actually have them. You can put them in. Oh, to make it so you can do multiples, I got to do this anyway. This is the crafting version, so I can put 2. An orange. Was it red? I've forgotten already. We'll just get out my my book. So the generating flora, the day bloom. Oh, light, was it light blue? All right, I was wrong. Light blue. One of those, and some seeds. There we go, 11,000, yeah. All right, and then we have to tell it what it makes, which I actually have to have one. But I have, oh yeah, I took them all down, so I have them in here. All right, there's day blooms. Makes a day bloom. So encode that. Toss that in here. And, oh, I do need to put some glass covers up to keep it from spewing things all over the place. There we go. Don't blame the lag. Alright, so I should be able to go in here, say day bloom. I want to order 2. Oh, I need to get a crafting CPU. It's the first time I've done the crafting. Alright, let's make one real quick. Need 1 crafting coprocessor. So that's that. I need 2 of them, I think. Let's make that, and I need a crafting storage. And we'll just do a 4K. So basically need these. 1, oop. Am I really out of those? Wait. Okay, there we go. Oh, I am out of the pure. But I got plenty of these for the moment, so even though it's a little bit wasteful, I'll go ahead and made an extra one. So the 4K is this. What am I missing? Oh, a little bit of this. Make a lot of it. There we go. That. And a 4K. Alright, so these I'll just stick on this side over here. There we go. Now I should be able to order a day bloom. I did find out that if you hit Alt or Option, it lets you make an order for something that you already have. Alright, it's ready to go. Oop, my magnet. Darn it. No magnets in here. Well, let's go ahead and just... It did put everything in that chest, so Let's test it out. It looks like it's working. It survived the move. And now I should have 66. I had 64. Alright, so that pattern, the Daybloom pattern, is in there. Just have the two more for the Nightshade and the Thermalily. So let's look at the Nightshade. Nightshade. So it's black, black, gray, and purple. So black, black, gray, and purple. And this is now a Nightshade. Code the pattern. Stick it in there. Let's order up 2 with our magnet off. I got 45. Let's get 2 more. Go. $47. So now you can order up flowers from anywhere, as long as they're encoded in here. There's only one left to encode, and that's the Thermalily. Which is a little bit more complicated, but I think we have everything except the Thermalily itself. So I'm probably going to have to make one first. I don't think I've got any left in the system. I used all 32 that I made. But do I have enough runes? Oh yeah, I got plenty of those. So let's... And then... okay, orange, mana orange, red. Orange. Red and mana orange. Guess I don't have any mana orange. So let's go in here. Mana pool. Mana pool. It's one of the few ways I've found that's safe to transport them with the mana in them. There we go. Got a bunch. Whoop. No, don't do that. It's always dangerous to hold a cardboard box in your hand. Alright. Never thought that would be so dangerous. Alright, keep one, put the rest away. And a seed. So, rune, petal, 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 seed. And I made a Thermalily. Alright, now we can make the pattern. So we need the runes. Fire. Earth. We need... yeah, that's right. Mana. And a red. And I already have the seed. That looks good. Then we need the output. Right, like there. There we go. Toss this in. Thermalily. Make me 7 more. I don't have enough runes. That won't be a problem soon. We'll have to hook that system up next. Once we have the rune hooked up, it will go ahead and make the runes for this. And if, say, the flower needed the envy rune, which requires one of the seasons, which requires some of the elements, and it'll all make everything. But for the moment, we don't have enough. Let's just go ahead and order 2 again. Same as everything else. Start. Oomph. Oomph. Working beautiful. I think that's done. I think it's time to go ahead and work on the runic altar. So let me reassemble that one, and I'll be right back. Alright, I've put things together. We have our runic altar here. Underneath it is the autonomous activator with the wand in it. It's constantly trying to click it. Behind it here is the Steve's Factory Manager with our intact script. I just have to change these still. the input to the input chest, which is that, the output to the ender chest, the valve, which is there, and the redstone, which is there, the redstone receiver. So now it's all ready to go. No other changes need to be made. I've got underneath the Steve's Factory Manager is a piece of inventory cable, which comes out and jags over here underneath the comparator, and then out one more to the redstone receiver. I ran it like that so it gave me something to put the comparator on, because you can't put it on the glass. And it's the same either way. And we've got an ender chest as our output. I did move the input chest from this side over to here. Steve's Factory Manager doesn't care, because I just retold it where everything is. And I stuck another interface on it that we're ready to start programming. Now over here, we have a mana pool. We have a mana spreader. I gave it the same... Let me get my wand out. Where's my wand? There's my wand. So it says here it's a velocity and potency lens. It's the same as what we used in the flower power tower. And it's aimed at the runic altar. Very close, so it's going to go really fast with this stuff on it. It should dump mana in there, making this as fast as possible. Now to get the mana in this pool, we've got a new Steve's Factory Manager over here with another rapid item valve on top and the same glass booth that we're used to. We're using the same design because, I mean, Botania, I keep saying Botanica. It's not the encyclopedia. Yeah, you youngsters, you don't know what that is. But anyway, Botania, it's a .com, that's what it is. Botania is all about dropping things. And so Steve's Factory Manager is pretty good at dropping things. So what we got in here is two paths, and I've currently turned it off. Actually, it's going to need a... where's the chest? Should be an ender chest. Here it is. Should recognize it as it's the pink ender chest. So the tablets are in the pink ender chest, and the valve is the valve. So now this one's all set to go. I love variables for moving these things. Alright, so these two triggers are both default 1 seconds. And this one, it's going to input from the valve. So it's going to look out into the space in front of it here. And it's going to pick up empty mana tablets. And it's precisely empty. 1,000 is empty in this case. As many as there are. If there are any empty ones out there, pick them up. And put them into the ender chest, where our tablets are. This is going to pick up empties. And this one, once I activate it, this one looks out at the valve, looks out in front of it, same, but it's just going to look in front of it to see if it has fuzzy mana tablet. Any amount, any level of charge. If there's any mana tablets in front of it, of any sort, true, there are, false, there aren't. If there aren't, then go into the ender chest, grab one full tablet, just one full tablet, and output it to the valve. So it's basically saying if there's nothing out there, if there's no tablets out there at all, get one from the chest and put it out there. And this one, when it sees an empty one, it'll pick it up. So these two will keep a tablet sitting here, which is why we don't want magnets in this room. It'll keep a tablet sitting here, giving up charge to the pool. Let me make sure that pool is accepting. It is accepting mana from items. So now if I make sure my magnet is off. It is, okay. If I now activate this, oof, it pops out a tablet and it starts charging up the pool. And actually, to make sure I don't accidentally ever pick up the tablets, I wanted to change this over to actual thick glass, which will keep me from getting too close. And do the same on this side too. Make sure I can't pick it up. Oh, I can pick it up here. It's because if I pick it up here, it's going to pop into my inventory. So I guess I'll just glass the whole thing up. Oops. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't break the Steve's Factory Manager. Yeah, thankfully I can't spit anything out. And I won't be able to until I tell it about the new item valve on top of it. Alright. So let's tell Steve about the new valve. Since I broke the old one, there's your new one. And it starts using it. Alright, chuck that one back in there. Alright, we're good. That is now fully sealed. I can get at it if I need to, but I won't accidentally pick them up now. And it should be able to beam power across to this. I made sure there's no glass here, so they got a direct line of sight. But we need to program this with some of our rune patterns. So you saw me do that for the flowers. Well, I guess we can do it for one, and then I'll do the rest off camera. Let's go over here to the pattern terminal. And we'll do fire. Sure, we'll do the fire one first. So the rune of fire is what we're going to program. And you get 3, so you have to tell it that. And the ingredients, if I recall correctly, are a nether wart, a nether brick, let go of the bricks, some gunpowder, 3 mana steel, and I made some to have on hand here, and a living rock, living stone, living rock. Alright, that looks right. Encode the pattern. Now, how many runes do I have in here? I have 3. We're now going to, let's go around to the other side here. This will be a good view. Alright. Rune. Alt. Option. Give me 1. It'll have to make 3. That's okay. Go. Zoom, 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 zoom. How fast does it go? With those lenses and that. That was pretty fast. That was pretty fast. And the pool is still full. And that tablet is probably slightly drained. When the tablet is completely drained, it'll be swapped out for a new one. Yep, and the other one that we partially used has already been charged up. Works! I love it when a plan comes together. Alright, well, let me put in a few more of those, and I'll be right back. I love it. Okay, it's time for another test here. I've taught the system another rune, a rune of spring. Now, the rune of spring requires the rune of fire and the rune of water to make it. So now I've taken all the runes out of the system. They're all down here in my inventory. I'm going to ask it for a rune of spring, which means it's going to have to make a rune of fire and a rune of water. So let's see it go. That looks like the rune of fire to me. See how long it takes. It looks like the elemental runes take a little bit more power than the others. Alright, there goes the rune of water. It's making that now. And there it's done. And now the rune of spring. There it goes. With the brand new rune of fire and water. And those seem to go a little faster. There we go. 1 rune of spring and the 2 extra runes of water and fire, since the recipe makes 3. That's probably why it takes much more power. And that the spring and the mana go faster, because they only make 1. But there, it did a multi-step crafting just fine. I could have asked for 3 runes of spring, and it still would have worked, I think. Because it's just beautiful. I love a good piece of automation. That pool is staying full. Alright. So now I can teach it all the rest of the runes. Summer, fall, winter, and then the 7 sins. So it's a whole bunch more to add. Not just slogging through. And I can put the other 3 seasons here. We'll have to add another interface on the side to do the 7 deadly sins, which will completely fill a second one. Then our runic altar is completely automated, and I do mean completely once that's done. This I probably never will put in all the flower recipes, because there's some that I'm just never going to use. I'm never going to probably make any more of the generating flowers. And some I'm only going to make one of, like the Jaded Amaranthus. But I'll probably put it in there anyway, even though I'm only going to make one. Actually, to put it in there, I have to have made one. So, yeah, I'll put the recipe in and I'll never use it. But, hey, I could. And maybe somebody else will want one. I can make one for them. Remotely. With my wireless access port. Wireless remote. So, you want one? Ah, here it is, all fresh off the presses. Or fresh out of the apothecary. There's still a few more machines to automate. Dumping things at a pool to get them converted, like mana steel, mana pearls, mana diamonds. Need to automate that. And then there are 2 other devices. Are they in here? No. Natural apparatus. No, somewhere. Forget where they are. But no, I guess the alchemy is in here. Yeah, this is one. The alchemy catalyst. That's going to need to be automated. And there's another one like it that also could be automated, which I forget the name of completely. I could do the enchanting, I suppose. And the terrasteel making widget. The agglomeration plate. I wanted to say amalgamation, but agglomeration plate. This guy that we used, and I briefly used to make the terrasteel. Could put that in here and automate it. I could really fill this room up with machines. So lots more to do. And I don't know if I'm going to do any more right now. I may move on to other things and come back later. Yeah, I think so. I'm going to get moving into the new base. So, because in setting this up, I felt horrible, building the rings and putting them in places that I'm just not going to be there much longer. In fact, I was so angsting over it a little bit that I actually went to the new base and put an ME controller in the floor. Here it is. I like it. It looks cool. I got the nice factory blocks from Chisel. These are actually covers. They're sticking up slightly. So they've flushed perfectly with this thickened glass that I've got over top of the whole thing. Just gives it a nice smooth appearance. And these yellow smart cables in here, at the moment they're doing absolutely nothing, but there will be tunnels on the insides, surfaces, and these will all be attached to the tunnels. And one of these will have the cable going out through the bottom, probably the one straight down below me there. So they will be functional eventually. Let's see, where is the gaps here? But there'll be a platform down here where I can get at the underside. All this undersurface will have tunnels attached to it, and I can put little signs along the side here showing where all the tunnels go. Labels. So there. I want to do more here. So I will be doing more here. I'll do some more construction. And let me see how much time we have left. Well, we're just about out of time for the episode. But I got distracted by something from Ars Magica. I made this obelisk, which is a simple recipe of stone, chiseled stone, and some Vintium dust. And then you feed it some Vintium dust. And then this thing, which is an essence refiner, which is some wood, obsidian, a diamond, and then some arcane ash, which you just take some arcane compound and smelt it. The arcane compound is some netherrack, stone, glowstone, and redstone. So this didn't take me very far into Ars Magica. But then putting some redstone, glowstone, and arcane ash in here, this should be making something. I just don't know how long it's going to take or how much Vintium it's going to need. Let's stop burning. Is it done? No. Yeah, I'm not completely understanding this. This is definitely different from the last time I did Ars Magica. So I'm actually tempted to look into it again. But it was just because I want this lightning essence. Because I'm making signs for my compact machines. So here's our automation and production where we've been spending our time today. I used my extra Petal Apothecary as the icon for that. For the flower power tower, I used a thermalily. And my reactor, I just used a factory block. But for the two turbines, I wanted to use that lightning. I saw that in there. I said, that'd be perfect for the turbines. But to make it, let's see, this. Man, I looked it up. It said that this was the recipe. It's definitely started flickering when I put this down next to it. But it has stopped, so let me check real quick, see if I can figure it out. Alright, well, I've moved it. Repurposed this area. Alright, it needs these pillars around it. Or at least it uses these pillars around it. I don't know if it needs them. I also made the crystal wrench and sort of did that to pair those, and then I think that to pair those. Oh, hey, it worked. I've got them. All that just for those. Let's see how it looks on the signs. Crouch, click. So there. Oh, nice. And I want bigger and move it up. Move it over. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, I went down the magic road just to make a fancy sign. Okay, so then this is take scale 4. That looks good. And then do the same for this one. Alright, and over. And here. Oh, that was just 4. Number 2. There we go. I guess maybe I will be looking at Ars Magica, because it does seem to be quite different than it used to be. I remember doing that crystal wrenching of things together. I don't know if it is burning up the vent. I guess it's all going in here. I don't know what its storage level, because this has 0 in it. So the Vintium is going somewhere, I guess into here. Maybe the wrench will tell me. No. Doesn't seem to have modes. Alright, so figure it out later. Stick in my tools. It can have the Vintium dust. Alright, well, that's a wrapping up spot. So I got some of my nice signs here. So, until next time, this is Nonsanity signing out. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.